G'day, g'day. This is Budgets with Belle, and I am Belle. And today we are going to look at how I do my small week budget. So I have a big week and a small week, as I've said in previous videos. And this week I'm doing the budget for my small week. So as you can see, I've put the date in. Now I do have my nice new book. However, I have notoriously horrible handwriting. So I'm going to do it on a template and then I'll transfer it to my book later. So, um, one thing that I think is very important, especially if you're doing if you're doing it tough, is to underestimate your income and overestimate your expenses. So you'll notice that any income that I put in is either the exact amount that I get or the lower if there's a option of more than one. For instance, my son who works, he gives me anywhere between $200 a week and $350 a week. So I calculate my budget at $200 a week. And if he gives me anything extra, I take that out and it goes in savings. So I don't include that in these sorts of things. Sometimes I put it in my buffer as well, which my buffer is a little bit depleted. So my youngest son and I went to a trivia night this week, or last week I should say, sorry. And we spent $50. We had dinner at the club and we had the trivia. So I had that up to $100. It's now down to $50. So if Brandon gives me anything over $200, I'll probably buff up my buffer again. So my wage is first. So I just put down my work income. And with that, I have a pretty non-changeable income. It doesn't wiggle. I'm on a salary, so I don't get overtime hours or anything like that. So it's $798 a week. So then my eldest son's income, his name is Brandon. I have so much trouble talking and writing at the same time, which is very odd because typing, I can type and talk, no problem. But writing and talking, put a pen in my hand, I'm struggling. So I put $200 here. And as I said, normally he gives me more than that, but that's fine. And then now one thing also that I do, you may know if you watched one of my earlier videos, on my big week, I put aside $100 for my small week. This is just because I know that I will not be able to meet all my expenses if I don't have a little bit extra for next week. So I know it's not income, but I have it there to use for my budget. So I actually include it in my income section. It just makes it easier for me to see that I've exactly how much I've got to spend. Otherwise, I would have to take it off somewhere else, and it's just easier for me to, little bit of KISS, keep it simple, stupid. That's how I do it. Okay, so my entire amount, which doesn't really change from week to week, is $1,098. But because I am in the accounting profession, we like to calculate. So I'll do that. It looks super blurry on my screen when I'm looking at the video on my computer, but sometimes I look at it and it looks blurry, and then when I look at the playback, it's absolutely fine. So you know what? I'm just going to roll with it. It looks blurry to me. If it's blurry to you, I apologize greatly. Let me know and I'll try and do something about it. I'm planning on getting a new camera, but baby steps, like only just starting. So, I would have to have an envelope that had enough in it for for a new camera. All right, so that is $1,098 that I have got to budget with. Okay, so going off my last budget, I don't have Afterpay anymore, so I don't need to put that there. Now, for my car payment, I'm actually moving that over to this side for this budget and from here on out, because I actually take that out and I put it in an envelope. So I'm going to do that this week. So I'm going to move it over here and just keep the things that I sort of keep in the bank there. Okay, so rent, which I pay from my card, I stop by and pay it. It works for me to do that. I'm going to try and start writing in block letters as well. That might make it more legible. I'm so sorry, my handwriting is so terrible. I did think about doing it on Excel. Oh, look what happens when I'm talking, I get distracted. Correction tape, best thing ever invented. I feel like that's a lifesaver. Use it all the time. Okay, so yeah, I'll try writing in capital letters. Oh yes, I did think of doing it in Excel, but yeah, I am just doing it this way to see how I go, and I might change it later. We'll see. Okay, so radio rentals I'm putting here, and that is not very much. It's only $20, and that goes there. So the total of that is 555. Okay, now over here, I'm moving the car payment over here. So I'll do that. Car payment here. And that is $200. Now I'm going to put these in alphabetical order. Electricity. Okay. So that is $45 I'm putting in there. What else? Groceries. I'm putting so yes, also normally I get paid early in the day on Monday, like first thing in the morning. This week, because I'm filming this on a Monday, this week I didn't get my pay in the bank until like 4 o'clock. So I couldn't get to the bank to get the money out. So we actually had to use some of our buffer money for some groceries last night for dinner. So I'm going to take out sorry, I'm filming this on a Tuesday, not a Monday. Yeah, normally I do my budget on the Sunday, but I did not get a chance this week. So I haven't really spent anything in the last few days except for dinner last night. So that's coming out of grocery money. So normally I would put $250 for groceries, but this week I'm actually putting $225 because we spent $25 on dinner last night. And then last is petrol. Now, on my last big week, I budgeted $50 for petrol. This week, I'm only budgeting $30. Last small week, I only budgeted $30 as well. But we actually went into the buffer because $30 wasn't enough. However, that week I was running on fumes when I filled up, whereas this week I've still got quarter of a tank. I haven't really used the car much, so I've still got quarter of a tank there. So I don't need $50 worth of petrol. I work just around the corner, and I don't have any big trips planned or anything like that. So I'm just gonna budget $30 to that. If I need more, I have money in my buffer. Okay, so I don't have any debt to put here. On my big week, I do have a little bit. I've got tolls and I've got a fine that I'm paying. Um, but I don't have to pay anymore. So I'm not putting anything there for this week. The only other thing I've got to budget for is my 100 envelope challenge. So I'll put down here 100 envelope challenge, and that way I know what I've got to put away for that. So these are all my expenses that I have for this week. So what I then do is so in my 100 envelope challenge, it's small week, so I budget $30. But in fact, what I like to do is on small week, I'll not necessarily budget 30. I'll see what the difference is between my income and my expenses, and that's the amount that I'll put there. So, and that's the amount that I'll use in Google and say generate a number between 1 and 30 or 80 or whatever I've got there. So, we've got 200 plus 45 plus 225 plus 30, and that is 500 exactly. That's nice. Okay, so now we add our 555 to that, which is going to give us 1,055, obviously. Oh, I should show you that. It looks really blurry, but okay. So we do have a difference there. So now I'm just going to minus 1098, and that's $43. So that's what I'm going to put here. 43. So when I generate my numbers, when I do my cash stuffing, I will generate between 1 and 43 twice. If I need to top up with a bit of my buffer, I will do that. So that's fine. All right, so our total income is 1098. Now our total expenses, I'm just going to add them up one more time because I am how I am. 535 plus 20 plus 200 plus 45 plus 225 plus 30, and that leaves us with 1055 plus our 43 here, 43, and that equals 1098, and that's exactly what our income is this week. So that is my super basic small week budget. My big week budget is much more exciting. It's a lot more intricate. There's a lot more savings that go in. I put money away for the kids and whatnot. We've got Easter coming up this weekend, so I should probably think about doing something for that. I've only just sort of started this system, so yeah, I haven't started saving for Easter yet, but I'll start. Yeah, I'll do something. Don't ask me what, we'll figure it out. But yes, that is my small week. Once my budget is done, then I figure out what denominations of notes I'm going to need. So the way that I do that, and you might have your own way to figure that out, but this is just the way that I find easiest. So the first thing that I do is I just go down and write down the denominations of notes. So 100, 50, 20, 10, 5, and then I include my $2s and $1 coins because I've got $43. So, and honestly, I might have that in my wallet at the time, but I'd rather get it out just to be safe. So, yeah. So what I do then is for my car payment. I always get hundreds for that. It's just more convenient. So 200, that is the only thing that I'm going to get hundreds for. So I can just total that up as I go. Now, 50s. So I'll just go down the list. Electricity, I'm going to need 2 20s and a 5. So I'm going to do times 2. Slipping a little bit this book. Times 2 20s and a 5. So times 1 5. My groceries, I've got $100 in my savings still. So I'm only going to need 125. So I will get 2 50s for that, a 20 and a 5. Then I'm going to need a 20 and a 10 for my petrol. So I'm going to get times 1 of those and plus another 1 of those. And then for my envelope challenge, I'm going to get smaller denominations. So I'm going to get a 20 and a 2 10s, and then a 1 and a $2 coin. Okay, so let me just double check. So I need 2 100s, I need 2 20s and a 5 for that one. I need 2 50s, a 20 and a 5 for that one. I need a 20 and a 10 for that one. And I need a 20 and 2 10s for that one plus the coins. Okay, so we should get an amount of 543 that we need in notes, less the 100 that I've already got out. So I will just quickly check that. So that is 100. 2, 3, 4, 5 is 100. 30. And that's 2 and that's 1. So get our handy dandy calculator. Yes, I like Doctor Who. Do not judge me. Doctor Who is awesome. If you have not seen it, you should watch it. Okay, so $200 plus $100 plus another $100, then $30 plus $10 plus 2 plus 3. Nope, plus 2 plus 1. That's it. So you can see that that equals 443, which is exactly the amount that we need. If you look at this, 543 less the 100 I've already got, 443. So that is exactly what I will be getting out of the bank, $443. Okay, and then I can just take that to the bank with me. I hand it to her. She knows me by name by now, and I'll get that out. So thank you for taking the time to watch me. I really appreciate it. Please, if you enjoy listening to me ramble, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them down the bottom and I'll see if I can answer them to the best of my ability. I will answer them. But yes, and don't forget, as I said, I'm not a financial advisor at all. So if you feel like you need that kind of guidance, you should definitely look for a financial planner or a financial advisor in your area. But thank you very much for spending time with me, and take care. Bye.